Imagine you have your green card in your wallet right now. You worked for it, you waited for it, you planned your entire life around it, and you assumed that with that green card, you could travel freely, visit your family back home, and return to the United States without a problem. Now imagine finding out that assumption might not be as safe as you thought. That is exactly where thousands of people are right now, and if you are watching this could be about you. The White House has issued major immigration alerts that are already affecting green card holders, green card applicants, and people from dozens of countries around the world. And there is a 90-day review window that is ticking right now. If you do not understand what is happening and what it means for you personally, you could make a travel mistake that costs you everything. And before I walk you through every single detail of what is happening right now, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. Because over the next several weeks, I am going to be breaking down every major immigration update, every policy change, and every alert that could affect your status, your travel, and your future in this country. These updates come fast, and they come hard. If you are not subscribed, you will miss them. Go ahead and tap that button right now. It takes 2 seconds, and it could save you a lot of trouble. Now let me explain why this matters so much right now and why you need to stay until the very end of this video. What the White House has done in just the past few months is completely reshape the rules of who can enter the United States, who can get a green card, and who needs to be extremely careful about leaving the country. This is not one simple change. This is a chain of decisions, each one connected to the next, and together they create a situation that is more complicated than most people realize. By the end of this, you will know exactly what changed, whether it affects you, and what steps you need to take right now. Let me start at the beginning because this is where most people get confused. Back on December 16, 2025, the White House issued a presidential proclamation. That is a formal order directly from the president. This proclamation was called Proclamation 109998, and it expanded what many people are calling the travel ban. Now, there was already a travel ban in place before this, but this new one more than doubled the number of countries affected. Before December 16th, around 19 countries were on the restricted list. After this proclamation, that number jumped to 39 countries, plus anyone traveling on documents issued by the Palestinian Authority. And the whole thing went into effect at 1 minute past midnight on January 1st, 2026. Here's what that means in plain language. If you are a citizen of one of those 39 countries, and on January 1st, 2026, you were outside the United States without a valid U.S. visa, then you are now blocked from getting a visa to come to the United States. That is a massive change that happened literally overnight. One day you could apply for a visa. The next day, that door was closed. Now here is where it gets even more important, because there are 2 levels to this ban. Not every country is treated the same way. Some countries got hit with a full restriction, and others got a partial restriction. Let me break that down for you. The countries facing a full restriction, meaning no visas of any kind are being issued, include Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Yemen, and several others including Burkina Faso, Laos, Mali, Niger, Sierra Leone, South Sudan, and Syria. If you are from any of these countries and you were outside the U.S. on January 1st without a valid visa, the door is essentially shut for now. Then there are the countries facing partial restrictions. For those nationals, certain visas are still available, but the most common ones like tourist visas, student visas, and exchange visitor visas have been suspended. Immigrant visas, meaning the visas that lead to a green card, have also been suspended for these nationals. This list includes countries like Nigeria, Cuba, Venezuela, Senegal, Tanzania, Ghana, and a number of others. Even if you are from one of these countries, and some visa categories are technically still open, the validity of those visas has been cut down to just 3 months and a single entry. So the restrictions are real, even if the door is not completely closed. Let me pause here for just a moment. If this information is already helping you understand what is going on, imagine getting updates like this every single day. That is exactly what subscribers to this channel get. Clear, simple, no-nonsense breakdowns of everything that matters before it affects you. Go ahead and subscribe now so you never miss critical information like this. Now here's the question most of you are probably asking right now. What about green card holders? Does this travel ban apply to you if you already have a green card? The official answer is no. Green card holders, officially called lawful permanent residents, are specifically listed as exempt from the travel ban proclamation. The proclamation itself says that if you are already a lawful permanent resident, you are not banned. Your existing green card still gives you the right to return to the United States. That is the good news, and it is real. But here is what most people miss. Being exempt from the travel ban on paper is different from experiencing zero problems in real life. Immigration attorneys and university advisors across the country are strongly urging green card holders from affected countries to be very careful about international travel right now. Why? Because even if you are technically exempt, there are reports of heightened scrutiny at ports of entry. That means when you come back into the United States, even with your green card in hand, you may face additional questions, extra screening, and longer delays than you ever experienced before. The rules may say you can come back, but the reality at the border is tense right now. And there is something even more serious that green card holders need to hear. If your green card was approved on or after January 20th, 2021, and you are from one of the 39 countries on the travel ban list, USCIS has announced that it is going back to re-review those previously approved benefits. Read that again slowly. USCIS is reviewing green cards that were already approved. They can call you in for a new interview, they can ask for more documents, and in some cases, an approval could potentially be reconsidered. This does not mean every green card holder from these countries is about to lose their status, but it does mean that if you are from an affected country, your case may not be as final as you thought it was. Now let me explain the other major piece of this puzzle, because the travel ban is only half the story. The other half is what USCIS is doing to people who are still waiting on their immigration applications inside the United States. On December 2nd, 2025, USCIS issued a policy memorandum. A policy memo is basically an internal order that tells USCIS officers how to handle cases. This particular memo was titled Hold and Review, and here is what it means for you. If you are from one of the 39 countries on the travel ban list, or if you were born in one of those countries even if you are now a citizen of a different country, USCIS has placed an adjudicative hold on your pending application. Adjudicative hold means they have stopped processing your case. Your application is just sitting there, frozen, with no movement and no clear end date. Think about what that means for real people. Imagine you filed your green card application 6 months ago. You did everything right. You paid the fees, you submitted all your documents, and now you are just waiting, and you find out that your case is not just delayed, it is completely frozen because of where you were born. Your work permit might be expiring. Your ability to stay legally in the country could be tied to that pending application, and it is just sitting there with no timeline for when it will be processed. This hold does not just apply to green card applications. It covers almost every type of immigration benefit you can think of. Work visa petitions like H-1B and L-1 applications are on hold. Employment authorization documents, the cards that let you work legally, are on hold. Travel documents are on hold. Even naturalization applications, meaning people who were on their way to becoming U.S. citizens, are now frozen. And removal of conditions petitions, which are filed by people on conditional green cards to make them permanent, those are frozen too. Before I continue, I need to mention something important. The people who stay updated on these changes are the ones who avoid problems before they happen. If you are not subscribed, you are relying on luck. And with everything that is changing right now, luck is not a strategy. Hit that subscribe button right now and join the thousands of people who stay ahead of these changes instead of finding out about them too late. Now let me tell you about the 90-day timeline, because this is something a lot of people are asking about, and there is real confusion around it. When USCIS issued their expanded policy memo on January 1st, 2026, they included a specific commitment. They said that within 90 days of the memo, which means by approximately April 1st, 2026, they would create a prioritized list of cases for review, interview, and re-interview. That 90-day window is now active and counting down. What that means in practice is that between now and around April 2026, USCIS is supposed to be building out a system for how they will handle all of these frozen cases. They are organizing which cases get looked at first. They are determining who will be called in for an interview. And yes, that includes people whose benefits were already approved who might now be called back in. The honest truth is that USCIS has not given a clear timeline for when actual processing will resume. The 90 days is about building the list, not about finishing the reviews. So the wait could be much longer than 90 days for most people. And there is still more. On January 14th, 2026, the U.S. Department of State made another announcement that shocked a lot of people. Starting January 21st, 2026, Immigrant visa processing is being halted for nationals of 75 countries. Now, that is a different and even bigger list than the 39 travel ban countries. This halt affects people still waiting for immigrant visas at U.S. consulates abroad. The list includes countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, Egypt, Jordan, Brazil, Russia, Jamaica, Colombia, Nepal, Ghana, Ethiopia, the Philippines, and many more. For people in this group, here's the key distinction. If you already had a visa interview scheduled before January 21st, 2026, you should still go to that interview. Your visa could still potentially be issued, but for anyone who had not yet had their interview by that date, the process has been paused, and right now, there is no clear answer on when it will restart. There is one important exception in this halt. If you are a dual national, meaning you hold citizenship in both a banned country and a non-banned country, and you apply using your passport from the non-banned country, you may still be able to proceed. But the rules are strict, and critically, there are no exceptions for spouses of U.S. citizens under this particular halt. That is a very significant detail that many families are dealing with right now. Real quick, if you are finding this helpful, you are not alone. A lot of people are confused and worried right now, and this channel is here to break it down simply and clearly. Thousands of subscribers rely on these updates every day. Be part of that group. Subscribe now and you will always know what is coming before it hits you. So let us talk about what you should actually do, because knowing what is happening is only half the battle. Knowing what to do with that information is what really matters. If you are a green card holder from one of the 39 affected countries, the most important thing you can do right now is be very careful about international travel. This is not just general advice. Immigration attorneys nationwide are actively telling their clients to avoid unnecessary travel outside the United States at this moment. Even though your green card technically exempts you from the travel ban, the situation at ports of entry is more complicated right now. Enhanced screening is happening, questions are being asked, and in some cases, people have reported delays that they never experienced before. If you do not absolutely need to travel, wait and see how this situation develops over the next few weeks and months. If you are from an affected country and you have a pending application with USCIS, whether that is a green card application, a work permit renewal, or anything else, your first step is to contact an immigration attorney as soon as possible. Do not assume your case is still moving. You need to check the status directly. If your employment authorization is coming up for renewal and your case is frozen, your attorney can advise you on how to explain that to your employer and what options exist. Losing your work authorization because of a frozen case is a very real risk, and you need professional help to navigate it. If you are outside the United States right now, and you are from one of the affected countries, and you do not have a valid U.S. visa, you need to speak to an immigration attorney immediately. Do not try to figure this out on your own from a distance. The rules about who qualifies for a national interest exception are complex, and in most cases, those exceptions are extremely rare. Getting professional advice before you make any travel decisions could save you from being stuck outside the country. If you had a green card approved after January 20th, 2021, and you are from a travel ban country, stay organized. Keep all of your documentation current and accessible. Keep proof of your legal status, your work authorization, your ties to the United States like lease agreements, pay stubs, bank statements, and letters from your employer or community. If USCIS calls you in for a re-review or a new interview, you want to be ready to demonstrate clearly that everything about your case was done properly. And one thing you should not do is assume that no news from USCIS means everything is fine. If your case is on hold, USCIS may not send you a letter saying it is frozen. You may just wait and nothing happens. Check your case status regularly on the USCIS website. Log into your account if you have one, and if you see no movement on a case that should have been decided by now, talk to an attorney rather than just waiting and hoping. Here's the bottom line on all of this. The United States has made some of the most sweeping immigration restrictions in recent memory in a very short period of time. The travel ban went from 19 countries to 39 countries. USCIS froze pending applications for millions of people from affected countries. The State Department halted immigrant visa processing for nationals of 75 countries, and USCIS is going back to re-review green cards that were already approved. All of this happened within just a few months. For green card holders, the message is not panic. Your status is protected in ways that others are not. The travel ban officially exempts you, but being protected on paper and being completely in the clear in practice are two different things right now. Be careful, be informed, and do not take unnecessary risks with international travel until the dust settles a bit more. For people with pending applications, the message is to take this seriously and get professional help sooner rather than later. The 90-day period USCIS mentioned is not a deadline for your case to be resolved. It is a deadline for them to create a list. The actual wait for case processing could be much longer, and the consequences of a frozen work permit or a stalled green card application are very real and can affect your daily life, your job, and your family. Do not wait until you get a letter from USCIS. Do not wait until your visa or work permit expires and then scramble to figure out what happened. The people who act now, who check their case status, who consult with an attorney, and who avoid unnecessary risks with travel, those are the people who are going to get through this with the least amount of disruption. Now you know what is happening. Now you know what to do. Go take care of it. If this video helped you understand what is happening and what to do about it, make sure you are subscribed so you catch the next one. I will be covering more updates that directly affect your status, your travel, and your future in this country. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, send it to them right now. It could make a real difference for them. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next update.